Back down to just some open, normal, straight ahead. Oh, and we're off.
All right, so Zelga doing the sync start and just a piece of heart there. The other three starting at Link's house and they get a heart container. And it looks like Zelga's right behind them. So Zelga's actually going to go and check Uncle as well. D Demolisher is actually going to do the opposite. He's going to Link's house, then the sync, and then where he's going to make his way over to the Lost Woods. Got a quick map check there. I didn't catch what our pins or crystals are, but hopefully our trackers did, and we should shout out our trackers today.
Yep, looked like all crystals to me, but I'm sure the tracker will correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yeah, today the trackers are Dimensive and Nifboy, so big shout outs to them. They're going to be in the chat and will keep us up to date on what's going on because it's hard to keep track of Forerunners. It looks like we got bombs from the tree pool, so that's super excellent. And just a heart container there. A couple saves and quits. And Bush Carver's got 20 rupees as well, so we're set for going pretty much anywhere. You can go, what I expect most runners to do is go to Kakariko and get all the items there if there is anything. Unfortunately for Zelga, he's going the south route, so he's not going to get that tree pool or the bush crab.
And I saw we've just got 50 rupees on Lumberjack so far. I missed what was in Race Game and Library.
Race Game was just bombs, and I didn't see anything good on Library either, so it looks like just 50 bucks on the Lumberjack. Back at Tavern, we got 10 bombs, so Zelga's set for bombs. Gonna get a little bit of sync here. And we got our first sword in the Lost Woods. All right, just a piece of heart in the chicken hut. That sword's nice. Now, what's unfortunate is our runner's gonna have to go back to escape now, having already visited Uncle. Zelga not getting those rupees from the bush crab. It doesn't have the money for bottle vendor, so for his sake, hopefully he doesn't have anything or is able to find some money here in the well. This is the bomb did not want to be thrown. All right, just a 20, and we're getting a look at Blind's hut. Our bottom two runners. We got 3 bombs. Ooh, nice.
There's your money.
Yeah, there you go. Nice piece of cash. Ooh,
couple of them.
There we go. We're set. Ooh, and a bottle. So for 3 of our runners, they're going to be able to route in
Sick Kid
yeah. Right away. Zelga's going to have to, because he didn't have the money, he's going to have to come back up to check the bottle vendor and then go down to Sick Kid. Just going to cost him just a little bit of time, but not that big of a deal. Just a little bit unfortunate. So far, Kakariko, except for that cash in the bottles, pretty empty. But man, money.
Yeah, not a problem. Zora, what's that? Chump change.
Exactly. All right, so bottle vendor, just a piece of heart. And Zelga can give us a look at Sick Kid. And just 3 bombs. So that is a really empty Kakariko. So our runner's gonna have a couple different options here. We can go to South Shore, check a mini Moldorm Cave. We do have 3 crystals in the Light World, so we've got it looks like the 5-6 crystal also at Hera. So our runners could make their way towards the eastern area, though. I don't expect them to want to make that dive.
Certainly not before checking South Shore, possibly escape some of the easier to access areas.
Right. You never want to double dip any dungeon really, but especially these crystal dungeons. So Zelga picking up his sword. Let's see where he goes. And he is going to check South Shore first. So we've got 2 items at the dam. We've got a bunch of items at Mini Moldorm Cave. We've got Ice Rod Cave. Got to find something soon. They'll lead us in some sort of direction, because right now we've just got that sword. All right, so the dam.
Silvers.
Those are yeah, not bad. Not any sort of progression.
Demolisher decided to gamble with the blind race game, and it did not pay off, unfortunately.
Yeah, I actually like checking the blind race game, especially when Kakariko is that empty, but it didn't turn out this time. So it looks like Demolisher is actually going to head up to escape, while Runner Watcher is going to follow in Zelga's footsteps. Just a 20 under the water. This makes sense for Demolisher because he didn't check Uncle, so it's going to be a route in Uncle and escape at the same time. I like that. And Hacksaw making their way to South Shore as well. So far, no real way to have much divergence since we haven't really found anything to lead us anywhere. I imagine Mini Moldorm Cave is going to have at least 1 unique item, if not 2. A 5 or a 20. Don't make me a liar. A piece of heart container, and
no
a bottle.
nothing.
Wow. Completely empty. All right, so escape then. I mean, both. It's crazy to imagine with as many chests there are between Kakariko and Mini Moldorm Cave that there was not 1 unique item there.
Zelga opting to head on to Ice Rod Cave, and there's never going to be a better time to check it. Might as well.
Yeah. All right, so Demolisher is going to give us our first look at the back of Escape when we've got some clothes. Got our blue tunic. Nice, but no progression, unfortunately.
And Ice Rod comes up dry.
Wow. So Zelga looks like he's gonna fake flipper. Now, normally you don't want to fake flipper without the moon pearl. You can check. You can check Hobo. You can check Zora. Ooh, we got the lamp in the back of Escape. But he's not gonna be able to check Waterfall Fairy without that moon pearl.
Yeah, and with no gloves, you can check Zora, but it's not in logic yet.
That's true. Yep. I mean, he's got so much money. He's just looking for a way to unload it, I guess.
Demolisher right. Setting up a death warp here.
Yeah, this is good. He's got the lamp. Hobo not giving us much.
It looks like Runner Watcher's heading into Escape.
Okay, so Runner Watcher will pick up his lamp. And Demolisher is actually going to give us a look at the cross T's since he does have the lamp. Hacksaw following in Zelga's footsteps, going to do the Zora checks. Or at least check. We'll see if he goes all the way to Hobo or not.
Another 300 rupees on ledge, just in case you wind up broke later in the season.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is Zora play. It's nice to get it out of the way, but not in logic. That doesn't mean we can't find anything good here.
Hammer
Ooh.
In Dark Cross.
We're still 2 items away from...
It's nice to be able to check that box off, but it doesn't do much for us. Oh, and Moon Pearl on Zora.
Wow. So that's pretty huge. So that means that could mean a lot of different things. trying to figure out exactly what it means is kind of tough right now, but that could mean a lot of different things. So that's going to work out really well for Zelga there.
So are we going to see a glove on Agina for our Dark World access?
I mean, it's possible. So the real question, I guess, is where is the glove or where are the flippers? So what we have left is we've got Sasha's closet, which has got 3 items, and we've got 3 items, possibly 3 items available in Eastern. We've got Agina's cave over near Desert, and I believe that's it.
Yeah, the Sorcerer's Closet Eastern play is definitely has the item density. I want to see all 3 all 3 Dark World items.
Yeah.
In the 3 farthest corners of the map here. Let's see it.
Yeah, we get like a glove or the glove in Agina's closet or something. Because that's the one place that, or the cave over by Desert. That's the last place anybody really wants to go to. All right, so Hacksaw actually going to give us our first look, making his way over to Sasha's closet and Eastern as well. Runner Watcher just behind him. The back of Escape also locked by a glove. So I wouldn't be too surprised to find a glove here soon.
Does seem to be our bottleneck. And there it is.
There it is. Yep. All right, so we do have logical access now, and that is actually access to Dark World.
It looks like Runner Watcher might be taking the Eastern dip.
Yeah, he doesn't have the Moon Pearl, so that's unfortunate for him. Hacksaw doesn't have the hammer, though, or the lamp. So we'll see if he makes his way towards to the back of Dark Cross. I hope he does. I mean, he's going to have to eventually. All right, so there's our key. We've got some bombs and just a piece of heart. All right, so he is making his way to the back of Dark Cross. So it looks like Hacksaw will be our first runner with complete Dark World access. Maybe it's going to be a race between him and Zelga, I guess. Now, Zelga still needs to go get his glove from Sasha's closet. And Runner Watcher needs to make his way towards Zora. It's always funny when you see a runner have to do one of these dark rooms unnecessarily. I mean, everyone else has got the lamp.
Yeah, but he's going to be happy he didn't find the lamp and have to come back.
That's true. Oh. So there's his hammer.
Yeah.
Ooh, and Runner Watcher is actually going to be, it's going to take him a little bit longer to get his Moon Pearl. He's going to go check out Old Man and see what's inside Spectacle Rock for us. Hacksaw, our first runner with full Dark World access, and it looks like he's going to be making his way starting from the Skull Woods area. All right, so what does the Old Man have for us today?
Looks like the Master Sword.
Not bad. I will take that. All right. Zelga picking up his glove, and he's got Dark World access now. Let's see if he's going to head the same direction as Hacksaw. If he's going to give us a look at Hype Cave first. Starting from his house, so it looks like it is going to be Hype Cave. Yeah, hopefully Runner Watcher makes the trip to Zora before doing Aga. Because he does have Aga in logic right now.
I'd be surprised if he goes straight to Aga, though. That's something that runners like to put off, if at all possible.
So we've got pendants in Turtle Rock, Mire, and Thieves Town, which is our green pendant. It looked like our other 5-6 was Skull Woods. It's an interesting set of pendant dungeons there. All right, so Hexa skipping out in Skull Woods. Zelga gonna give us our first look at Hype Cave. We've got some more cash. 3 bombs, 20 rupees, the flippers, and some more bombs. So I don't know. How would you rate that one?
Flippers, you're gonna need them for Ice Palace. 3 of 10 hype.
Oh, I'll give it. Yeah, 3 is good. All right, we got the shovel there in the Village of Outcasts. Hope you like some fetch quests. And Zelga gonna make the play for the pyramid and catfish, which is a play that I really like. Just get these 2 sort of awkward locations out of the way early. Runner Watch are going to dip into Eastern Palace and give us our first look at the items there. And Hacksaw making his way into Thieves Town. So we've got runners all over the place. I missed the pyramid, but it must not be anything because Zelga's not going to grab it. First item in Eastern is just a piece of heart.
Yep. Hacksaw finding his own piece of heart up here in Thieves Town.
That's 2 items in Thieves Town now. Just 10 arrows. Thieves Town's one of those, especially being a pendant, it's like, how much of it do you want to do? Do you just want to do the first 4? Do you want to go all the way back and get that green pendant? We'll see. We've got possibly 1 more item here. There it is. So we got 3. There's only 1 item in the back of Thieves Town. Demolisher actually going to give us our look at Skull Woods. We've got catfish. And just a 20 from the old grumpy fish.
A red boomerang in Skull Woods and Hacksaw opting to peace out. No sense going any deeper in Thieves Town for potentially not much benefit.
Yeah, that's, risk reward. Is it worth going back there, getting that 1 last item and, the green pendant, or do you want to check everything else? Just a 20 there in Eastern Palace. Hexa can give us a look at the dig game.
And it's a heart container.
Yeah, he's already at 12 hearts and soon to be blue mail.
A very tanky seed.
All right. Demolisher going to check the 1 chest available left in the Skull Woods here. Looking for that second item. Runner Watcher going to give us a look at the Eastern Palace Big Key Vanilla Chest, and it's more money. So Runner Watcher still needing to make his way to the Zora area. And he looks like he might be going to do Aga. So for Runner Watcher, he's got two items left. He's got Zora and Agina's cave, or Agana's cave, and he's choosing to do Aga instead. It's really unfortunate for him. All right, so it looks like we found our... No, Hacksaw found the mushroom. I'm guessing that was from Stumpy? Not sure.
I think so.
I'm thinking. So our progression is either Waterfall Ferry, or the back of Thieves Town, or that cave by Desert. So all places no one really wants to go to right now. Hacksaw is going to turn in his mushroom here. Yeah, this is really unfortunate for Runner Watcher. And it makes sense. He's got, I mean, this is in logic. It's just unfortunate for him.
Yeah, you got to be thinking, I've got everything to do this. Logic's pointing me this way, but turns out not so much.
Yeah. So Hexa hard reset his game. So it looks like Mushroom wasn't anything. Just a 5er according to our tracker. Let's see if Demolisher wants to go further into Thieves Town here. We are running out of spots.
Yeah.
That is the benefit of having all of our runners go in so many different directions. It's kind of hard to keep track of all of the chests that are being opened, but with all the knowledge that we've got, we are running low on spots for our runners to have some sort of progression. Hacksaw making his way back to the front of Escape, be picking up his lamp, which is always nice. Oh, so we need the cape because we just found the hook shot.
Ah, I missed that on first check. I'm glad we saw it. And it looks like Demolisher is heading into backside of Thieves Town.
Yeah, I actually like this play. We've got one item, so it's kind of like, do you really want to do it? But you do have that green pendant as well. And, you know, if he's looking at his map tracker, there's not a lot of green left. So, you know, something could be at Hype Cave for what all he knows, but it makes sense. Oh man, I just looking down and seeing Aga there for Runner Watcher again, just feel really bad for him.
Yeah, you hate to see it. That's a lot of catching up he'll have to do.
All right, so Hacksaw picking up his lamp, putting everything back into logic. So what's our next item in Thieves Town gonna be? Like the bomb there for Aga. All right, so just the compass. And it looks like Hacksaw is going to make his way to the mountain. Runner Watcher going to be pretty disappointed when whatever he finds here on the pyramid ledge. Just the 20 rupees. So Hacksaw going to pick up his Master Sword here pretty soon. And Demolisher almost to the Maiden. Going to give us a look at that chest. And Zelga also following suit. Going to go to the back of Thieves Town. And I'm pretty sure he's down to even fewer checks because he's done Skullwoods, he's done Hype Cave, he's done Pyramid Fairy and Catfish. So, all right,
Yeah.
So there's our key. And Runner Watcher making his way to Zora, be pretty upset with what Zora gives him. And there we go.
Yep, we have a mirror in the big chest of Thieves Town.
That's why you don't isolate those one items. That's rough for Hacksaw because he's going to have to make his way back to Thieves Town again.
Yeah, that's not that big a loss if you do first 4 and peace out, though.
Yeah.
Looks like we're getting a look at Spike Cave here from Hacksaw.
All right, Demolisher on to the blind fight. So far on script, misses a little bit. Blind does get away from him.
And he says, nuts to this.
Yeah.
I don't have to put up with this blind.
And unfortunately for Hacksaw, wasn't able to make it through Spike Cave. So he's going to lose a bit of time there. But he's going to give us a look at Waterfall Ferry. And I imagine if he doesn't find anything here, he'll go do Agina's Cave and then make his way back towards Thieves Town. So Runner Watcher now having Dark World access. We've got bombs and
there's a cape.
So that's actually the hook shot.
So we were asking ourselves, is it Thieves Town? Is it Ferry? It was both.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Hacksaw taking his time to fill up a couple of bottles there. Gets some green potion from the ferry. And I believe he saw where the hook shot is, which again might delay him getting that mirror even longer now because the mountain's going to have a lot of access or full access to it with that hook shot. Down goes blind for Zelga, picking up his map. And let's see where he makes his way to. We got the shovel, just 3 bombs. So I imagine the mountain's pretty loaded.
Either that or Swamp Palace, once one of our runners gets the Flipper's mirror and hook shot.
That is true, yeah. This might be rough though for Hacksaw because I imagine he's gonna. It's gonna be a while until he goes back to Thieves Town.
Yeah, maybe it's just confirmation bias, but once you've made that decision not to bother with backside, it's hard to decide, nope, I was wrong, let's do it.
Yeah, you make a decision and then you as that you gotta stick to it, and that's what most of the good runners do. A lot of times it works. It is only one item. Unfortunately for him, it's a pretty important item. And with access to the hook shot now, you can go up to the mountain and clear Hera, clear out the east side of Death Mountain. So just a 20 there in K45. So Zelga, I imagine, actually, well, no, he doesn't have getting the mushroom there. Gonna turn in the shovel, dig up his bombs. Still needs to make his way to the waterfall fair to get his cape, but with again, in his case, he's got the mirror and the hammer, so he can access all of East Light Death Mountain. So. And Zelga is making his way to the Death Mountain now. So he's going to Visit the old man, pick up his master sword. Runner Watcher looking to play a little bit of catch up here, doing his checks in Skull Woods. And with the mirror in hand, Demolisher is making his way up to the mountain as well. Hacksaw, I imagine, going to go check Bumper Ledge and we'll pick up his hook shot. And I imagine we'll see him up on the mountain as well. So we might have 3 runners doing very similar checks here really soon.
Yeah, got some really nice sync on the left-hand side of the screen here.
Save that old man.
As Hacksaw grabs his hook shot.
Yeah, and again, I imagine he's going to make his way to Death Mountain as well, since he is without that mirror. So our runner is going to take a peek inside Spectacle Rocks. There is no more hints in this seed, at least, and in all of the SpeedGaming SG Live tournament. It is the Quake medallion, so I imagine they go back and get it. Though it's like one of those things like, do I need Quake? Do I get it now, or do I wait until I know I need it? And Zelga's choosing to wait as a Demolisher goes and picks it up. So Hacksaw going to give us a look at Paradox Cave, while Zelga is going to make his way into Hera and give us a lot of new information. We've got a shield there in Hera. Yeah, what do we have in Paradox?
Ah, there's our Titans.
So yeah, those are pretty important. And, I gotta say, it's almost unfortunate for Hacksaw because that's going to open up more of the game and less of a chance for him to make his way back to Thieves Town sooner. All right, so the big key is locked in the basement, and we've got Kena, Samaria, and Bombos. If you want a hype cave, there you go.
That red cane, not necessarily something you want to see in a seed where Turtle and Meyer are both pendants.
That is very true. You make a great point. Though we still may need it for Ganon's Tower, but yeah. Alright, it's just some bombs on the floating island. Zell gonna pick up his big key and mirror out. Demolisher not too far behind. And Hacksaw also making his way into the Tower of Hera. So still one more item here. Let's see if any of the runners check the hints. You know, in version
Muscle
30,
memory.
They added the hints, and Hera is one of those places that is hard to not check because the hints are just right in your face. The runner's doing good with it, though. 2 shields? Is that right? 2 shields?
Yep, basement and then big key chest, or big chest rather.
Yeah. Stay safe in Hera.
Hacksaw without a mirror looks like he might be setting up a death warp in Hera basement here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ooh, and Runner Watcher choosing to peace out of Thieves Town after checking the first 4. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. You know, he's got to feel behind him for doing AGA, and so, making that check.
Yeah, it's an understandable move, but it's going to hurt him even more.
Yeah. All right, down goes Moldorm. And so actually, that's our first crystal 34 minutes into the game. And Zelga is the first one to grab a crystal. Hacksaw taking the death warp. Demolisher not too far behind. So Zelga will be making his way to pick up his mitts, get his can of Samaria. We'll be able to check Mimic Cave, or excuse me, Super Bunny Cave, but won't be able to do Hookshot Cave, which Hacksaw will be able to do. So it'll be interesting to see that. Runner Watcher going to give us our first full look at Spike Cave, and we've just got 50 rupees. So Runner Watcher maybe going to go check. See, Waterfall Fair, I guess, or maybe a Guinness Cave. Nobody's still checked that.
Yeah, it's this late in the day. It's hard to justify a trip all the way over there when there's anything at all else to check.
Yeah. Shovel in hand, Runner Watcher going to go pick up his bombs. Zelga and Demolisher going to pick up there are a couple items here in Dark Death Mountain. Excuse me, Light Death Mountain.
I'll be interested to see if we get a Turtle Rock medallion check, because we've got access to 2 medallions here. What do you think?
Yeah,
if you can dip it, do you dip it at this point?
I think you check that first chest.
And then that's always the heartbreaker when you find the small key there. How deep do I go? How bad do I want to commit to this?
Yep. So Hacksaw also picking up his first crystal, going to make his way to Dark Death Mountain, and be able to check 4 more chests than Zelga and Demolish are able to, with that hookshot in hand. So what are we looking for here? We need the fire rod so we can do Skullwoods. We need the bow so we can complete Eastern and Pod. And Pod is one of those areas, again, that might have some sort of progression. And it is bombos for Turtle Rock. So let's see if Zelga wants to make that dip in there.
Looks like he's checking that first chest at least. We're going to need a flute or a book at some point for desert.
Yep. And possibly boots. All right, so what's it going to be here in Turtle Rock? Well, Hacksaw is going to give us our first look at Super Bunny Cave. We have a key, and Zelga continues on. 2 chests, and oh, we got the ice rod. Interesting. That's interesting. Can of burner strats. I like that. I'm kind of surprised Hacksaw didn't. Oh, we've got another key, so we can go We can go all the way to Laser Bridge.
Yeah.
That's a hookshot cave. We've got 3 bombs.
There's our last medallion.
Yeah. So that's great, right? And just 10 arrows. All right, so Demolisher following Zelga. His way back to the back of Turtle Rock. And I am a little surprised Hacksaw didn't open the portal. Since he has the hammer and the mitts and everything. King Smart didn't open the portal on top of Turtle Rock. Guess he just didn't want to go back there. So we're gonna have a vanilla big key here in Turtle Rock. We've got that mirror, so we can also check Mimic Cave.
Yeah. A lot of potential value here. Lots of checks. It's just, it is such a walk to get back in there to get them.
It's a lot of checks, and it takes a lot of time, and it can be completely empty and worthless. So it's, you know, it's rough. That Bombos medallion coming in handy, though. And Hacksaw making his way with Bombos into Ice Palace. So we got 3 chests here. You know, without the hints, with the hints, Ice Palace, you know, really upped its value because you know, it does have 3 items, and then, you know, possibility of 3 really potentially game-breaking, game-saving hints. Without the hints, Ice Palace is dud again. It's just slow and arduous. Right,
Yeah,
so
but it is a clearable dungeon.
it is a clearable dungeon. No, it makes 100% 100% makes sense for him to be doing it. It's just a lot of runners, you know, hope to save Ice Palace as a good mode dungeon.
It's true.
Zelga have to bomb jump his way over here since he's out of magic. So you have to like clip yourself into the railing a bit for this bomb jump to work. Our first chest in Ice Palace is a key, so that's nice for actually full clearing it. Makes routing a bit easier. I think he's going to go pick up some more magic.
Well, that was the plan anyway. Oh, and we have a flute. Hidden deep in Turtle Rock.
Wow. Just wow. That does give us access to Desert Palace now as well. That, we haven't talked much about it, but that pet is looking good, my friend.
It's true. That could be bow. Could be boots. Could be all kinds of stuff.
Could be Fire Rod. All right, so Demolish are going to be our first runner to the Laser Bridge now. That's right. Can't be Fire Rod because we need Fire Rod for Turtle Rock. Excuse me.
Unless both of the Firelock chests in Turtle Rock wind up being the map and the compass. Slim possibility. No, even then you need it for Trinex.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so Demolish are going to take the... Ooh. Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Oh.
Gets knocked off the ledge there. And it's going to have to come back. Ow.
Showing his frustration with a few sword slashes there.
Yeah, that is really frustrating. You know, trying to get that safety door and just wasn't able to make it. And Hacksaw skipping. Did I miss? I must have missed. He must have already opened 3 items because he's on go mode through Ice Palace here. So nothing on Laser Bridge. So that flute does open up some stuff. We've got the Mire area. We've got Myers fully completable between some of our runners. You know, we don't know what medallion it is, but we know where all 3 medallions are.
Yep.
So we've got Mire Shed, we've got Checkerboard Cave, and of course we've got Desert, which none of our runners have even taken a look at.
And once you're in the area, might as well check Agina. Finally, maybe.
Yeah, right. It'd be hilarious if he had something good. Like the bow. So Zelga going to clear out as much of Death Mountain as he can. Going to go do Spike Cave here as well.
Hacksaw opting to use hammer strats on Cold Stare here. No patience for Master Sword.
Yeah. I actually like the spins a little bit more. But does have to be careful, down to 1 heart.
Yep. I was about to say, so do I, but then I'm a coward.
Kena Berna saving him again. Or I think that was Demolisher earlier, but Kena Berna saved one of runners again. Down goes Cold Stare. That's his 2nd crystal. We're 46 minutes in, and that's between our 4 runners, that's only our 4th crystal. All right, so Demolisher going to check out Mimic Cave, pick up his Ice Rod, and eventually activate that flute, which I imagine is Zelga's next play here. Yeah, where's Hacksaw going? He's either going to check Pyramid Catfish, or he might be making our first play over to Pod. Be really interesting if Quake is needed to open up Mire, because Zelga actually skipped out on that.
Yeah, it's... Whether it is or no, it's hard to justify our Mire dip with only 2 items in there.
Yeah. And we are, I mean, the runners are close to, some of them are very close to go mode. You know, just need that bow, possibly the boots. So Zelga turning in his mushroom, gonna pick up some potions, which makes me think, you know, he might be preparing himself for Mire.
At the very least, Mire area is very tempting at this point.
Yeah, and we do know that Swamp is in Logic, just not one of our runners has all of the equipment for Swamp. All right, so nothing on Desert Ledge. And Hacksaw can give us our first look at Pod, and it is Ether needed for Mire. Where was Ether?
I'm drawing a blank.
We've got
2 swords.
That's pretty hilarious.
Hard to imagine Ganon giving any of our runners too much trouble with 4 swords and silvers on the menu.
Yeah. All right, so Hacksaw into Pod. First chest is a key, so we're not immediately bow locked. And Zelga is going to tell us if we need those boots or not. We sure do.
Yep.
All right, so compass in pod.
And we will see the right side of desert. It looks like Demolisher giving us, I believe, our first look at Graveyard Ledge.
That's right. So just trash on the right side. Where did we find ether? Was it inside
Hookshot
Pyramid?
Cave, according to chat.
Oh, okay. Fun. What a fun seed.
Hacksaw opting to Potion Glitch to check the bow-locked area of pod.
And just in case you needed any more money, there's 300 rupees inside Checkerboard Cave.
And the dream, let's see it. Agina Bow.
I hope so. All right, so 50 rupees and possibly another key. Yeah. Rip the dream. So it feels like we're down to mire and swamp.
And Demolisher giving us Jeremiah loop checks. That's another
Oh, that's
possibility.
right. Yeah, we've got the Smith chain now. Fun. So Zug gonna make his way into Ice Palace, possibly check out Waterfall Ferry first, which will be good for him because that'll be able to get him his hook shot. And he is gonna go check Waterfall Ferry, so that's good. Those hammer pigs have for us. We've got 20 rupees. This pod dip is not panning out for Hacksaw very well. For his sake, hopefully find something here soon.
We've got a Bloomerang. Dwarven Bloomerang Smiths.
Yeah, Zelga hightailing it right to that hook shot. I imagine he dips swamp next, which makes sense because you can't get into mire without the hook shot or a boot. So, but he'll do swamp next, I imagine, since it is a crystal and there's so many items there.
Yeah, conceivably, that could have everything he needs for go mode.
Yeah.
And we have a bow on batter,
Wow.
which Demolisher finds with the mushroom
Fake
glitch.
powder.
Yeah.
Oh, so where is powder? I know Zelga turned his mushroom in and is gone, so he's not going to be able to do that.
I believe it was Hacksaw who hard reset in order to save his mushroom. Might wind up thanking himself for that little bit of
Yeah,
time.
sure did. And we got a purple shirt from the purple chest. A red shirt from the purple chest, excuse me. Demolisher, bow in hand, can make his way to pod. And Zelga now with that hook shot making his way towards Swamp Palace. So the big question, where are the boots? Where's the powder?
And that
where's
fire rod.
So as we wait to find out any new information, just again want to shout out to our trackers of the day, Nifboy and Dimensive, keeping everything in line for us because these runners are all over the place and it is hard to keep up with where each of them are going. Without them, we'd be pretty lost. It's a big shout out to them.
My eyes are darting around like I'm watching a 4D tennis match.
It is. Everyone is going everywhere. We're able to catch our breath a little bit, and now Zelga's in Swamp, so we'll be able to get some new information. This is the link to the Bass Randomizer SpeedGaming Live 2019 Tournament Qualifier, number 3. Have about 20 racers in the race. And they're vying for a top 3 spot to get subsidized travel expenses and placement in the live tournament that will be happening at SpeedGaming Live in October. So just 20 in our first chest, the Swamp Palace. If you do have any questions about SpeedGaming Live, go ahead and check out the website, speedgaming.org/sglive. And I believe tickets are still available to attend the event. It's October 24th through the 27th in Virginia. So check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, Runner Watcher going to clear out Ice Palace here in Cold Stare with that Butter Sword. Going to make short order of him. Demolisher making his way through Pod. Not sure if there's an item on Helmasaur or not, but we'll pick that up. Curious to see if Zelga is going to choose to do left side first or just do the standard routing of going back to Argus and then possibly coming back. Yeah, it looks like he is going to go back to Argus first.
Looks like Hacksaw finally decided it's Thieves Town. Thieves Town's the play.
Yeah, this is good for him. Unfortunately for him, he still may need to make his way to Turtle Rock and get that flute. Though we're not sure. We still might find the book. All right, we've got a piece of heart and 20 rupees. Swamp coming up empty so far. That's 3 of our 6 items.
Yeah, it looks like a trip into the left side is on the menu whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
With only a map in the hidden chest.
There's at least 1 item on the left. Depends on where that big key chest is. And Butter Sword in hand. Let's see how much practice Zelga's had with. I love those poke strats.
Zelga makes it look easy, but it is not.
It is not easy. We've got the big key. All right, so there's 3 items still here in Swamp Palace. Runner Watcher actually going to give us our first look at Meyer. I don't think anybody's turned in the green pendant yet either.
Demolisher did, but it was garbage.
Oh, okay. All right. So Hacksaw about to pick up his mirror. Not going to be too happy about that. Be happy that he's got it. Unhappy that he had to come back for it this late.
Yep.
So here in Swamp, we've got an item in the big chest, and we've got 2 items on the left side. Are we going to find anything good? Still 3 items away from, or 2 items away from no mode, at least.
There's that powder.
Okay, so we know where the powder is. That's going to give us our bow.
And Demolisher about to give us our first look at Helmasaur. And another crystal.
So it looks like we got a Godmire here. And Runner Watcher still needs to make his way to the back of Thieves Town and pick up his mirror as well. Demolisher needs to make his way to Waterfall Fair to get his cape so he can get his hook shot. This seed is mean. It really is mean.
It's a great seed for dramatic irony because we, the viewers, have so much more information than any one of our runners.
You're right. I'm so happy I'm just commentating on this. All right, so there was an item on Helmasaur there, but it's just a piece of heart. Zelda can give us our first look. We've got our 3rd shield of the game. Left side swap here, and
that's our fire rod.
So where are the boots? Maybe let's try to recap how ridiculous the seed was.
I mean, Moon Pearl on Zora, first of all.
Right. When did you get the Moon Pearl from Zora, gloves from Sasha's closet, lamp in the front of Escape to get the hammer in Cross T, the Cross T room? You put the bow on Powder and Swamp, hookshot on Bumper Ledge, with the cape and
Fairy.
Waterfall Fairy. The flute, by the way, is in Turtle Rock.
Yep. Not just a little ways into Turtle Rock, either.
No,
deep in Turtle Rock.
And you know, the boots could still be on Trinex, by the way. We still don't know where the boots are.
Yep. Or on Ped, for all we know.
Right. And then to cap it off, we've got the fire rod in left side swamp. And the boots still MIA, so what a seed. Unfortunately for Hacksaw, he does have the mushroom. Did he? Oh, okay. He did get his bow.
Yeah,
Never mind.
He did get his bow.
Oh, I was worried there.
That would be a deep, dark irony if he'd saved his mushroom only to forget to use it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with no flute, he has to take the long way around with the chest, only to find red mail. Not the worst thing, but not what you want to see after that war.
Yeah. Yeah. Will be making his way to Swamp Palace, I imagine. Meyer not coming up pretty empty so far. So which of our runners is in the best shape? It's probably Zelga.
I feel like it's a pretty close race between our top 3 streamers here, but yeah, probably Zelga here.
So it looks like there's an item in the cutscene chest of Meyer. just to make things worse for Runner Watcher.
Yep, insult to injury.
It looks like Hacksaw is making his way to Swamp, so hopefully he does the left side. I can't imagine him doing making any more skips. Or not. It looks like we're going to see the red bomb? Nope. Pod. Never mind.
Yeah, still waiting on somebody to complete Skullwoods before
That's right.
there's a possibility of a red bomb.
There's a pretty nice Ice Palace layout as far as items placement, so you don't have to waste a lot of time in there. Getting those 3 quick items and then go mode the rest. Silver's in hand for Demolisher. Ice Armos goes down quick and picks up their 3rd crystal. And what do we have left in Mire? Please be the boots.
Let's see it. Nope.
Ugh.
Feels bad.
I can't remember how many items we got out of Skull Woods. Not sure if there's still an item fire rod lock there or not.
Not sure either. Zelga putting Cold Stare in the corner like a bad boy.
Yeah, fighting Cold Stare with Butter Sword compared to Master Sword, which I think was a Hacksaw I had to do, is just a little bit easier.
And Fire Rod for backup, just in case you feel like.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fire Rod, it looks like Zelga might be heading into Skull.
Yeah, this makes sense. He still does need to do Magic Bat to pick up his bow.
Of course, since
Demolish
he's,
it.
of all of our runners, has actually found the powder.
Right. The Demolisher needs to make his way to Waterfall Ferry. Hacksaw needs to get the Fire Rod out of Swamp Palace. Yeah, where's Runner Watcher? He's gonna go get his. He needs to get his mirror out of Thieves Town. So again, give us our first look at the back of Skullwoods here. There's not too many more locations for the boots to be. I'll say go mode boots are pretty bad. It's the one item you're looking for. You'd like to have boots early to make things go so much quicker. And here we are, an hour and 9 minutes in, still no boots, and we do need them.
Yeah.
Nice moth fight from Zelga there with the Butter Sword.
Yep, with all those hearts and blue mail, he can afford to be fearless. Just jump right in.
Yeah.
Smack him around. Looks like Demolisher grabbing his cape, which will lead him to his hook shot.
It's good for him. Okay, so there is still one more item here in Skullwoods. It is a bottle. So what are we down to? Are we down to it? You know, it's not mire. It's not swamp. Are we down to Turtle Rock or Ped?
I think that's it. Trinex or Ped. Or right side Turtle Rock, the fire locked rooms, I
Oh,
suppose.
right. Yeah. Oh, we do have Pyramid Fairy as well.
True.
Now that Skull Woods is completed. It might be a while until we see any of this because Zelga looks like he's going to go pick up his bow.
Yeah. And then after that, Eastern Pod is an easy call.
Yep. Yeah, it hasn't been a pod at all. There's 5 items there.
And it just feels so good when you can just knock those 2 out, no muss, no fuss.
Oh, for sure. Zelga gonna do Smith Chain here. Gonna get his blue boomerang. Gonna probably get his red mail. And hopefully he remembers he's got that powder.
Yeah. Demolisher on his way to our second Master Sword Cold Stare fight of the night.
Yeah, so much fun.
It's one of those fights that's not so hard that I'll go too far out of my way to avoid it, but it's not what you'd like to do if you have the option.
Yeah. Especially with Master Sword, it's just so much slower. So Zelga is going to be getting his bow here. Be probably turning in the purple chest, getting his red mail, and then making his way to Eastern Pod because he hasn't done either one of those. So it actually might be a while until we get any new information. I imagine Hacksaw makes his way over to Swamp Palace next. And once Demolisher picks up his hookshot, I imagine will be making that same play.
It looks like Zelga is opting to go turn in purple chest, get his red mail. Just in case you thought GT would be a challenge for anybody tonight.
Right.
Loaded for bear is the term, I believe.
Yeah, all of our runners have at least 13 hearts, red mail, butter sword, and silvers. I guess the seed's just not nice enough to give us half magic. Come on, seed. So Hacksaw finishing up his Eastern checks. I imagine making his way to Swamp. And he still needs to make his way to Turtle Rock, but he will hopefully pick up his fire rod here and be able to clear Turtle Rock in one go.
Yeah, that, come to think of it, might be our first chance to get some new information here. See what's in that right-hand side of Turtle Rock.
Actually, a really good fight from Demolisher with that Master Sword. Was able to get them in the corner twice. Gets bullied a little bit there at the end, but takes him down. Great fight.
When you've got that much health and only one cold stare head to go. Just wade right in there. You can take it.
So let's see if Hacksaw makes the decision to go left side first. You know, most runners are going to go back to Argus and route Swamp Palace, very similar to what Zelga did. All right, so Demolisher making his way to the bumper ledge, and we're picking up his hook shot now. Runner Watcher back in Thieves Town, gonna get his mirror, and I imagine not be very happy with how this has all transpired for him. If you're just joining us, this is a link to the past Randomizer SG Live 2019 tournament qualifier. We've got 20 entries, all vying for a top 3 spot to get travel subsidized for a trip to SG Live and a higher placement in the tournament itself, which I believe has a cash prize. SG Live, not going to want to miss that.
Yes. Sadly, watching the qualifiers has to be the extent of my involvement. Of a friend very rudely decided to have his wedding that same weekend.
Jeez.
Very inconsiderate.
Think of your other people, man. SpeedGaming Live is October 24th and 27th in Herndon, Virginia. And there's going to be 3 live main tournaments. The Link to the Past Randomizer with a $3,000 prize pool. Super Mario Maker 2 with a $3,000 prize pool. And Ocarina of Time Randomizer also with a $3,000 prize pool. And the great thing is it's run by SpeedGaming, so you know it's going to be able to be viewed right here on the SpeedGaming channels. So even if you do have to attend a wedding or unable to make it, you will join in all the fun and watch the marathon as it goes.
Yeah, so you'll find me in the bathroom of the reception with my laptop open.
Yeah. Get all the information at speedgaming.org, SG Live. Join the Discord, get tickets. Gonna be a blast. All right, so Hacksaw actually making his way to the left side first, picking up his fire rods. Got to feel good about that. Demolisher checking out Desert Palace, realizing I still need the boots. Runner Watcher does have that mirror and gets to take on Blind with the Butter Sword. And a nice clean fight there from Runner Watcher. Zelga on his way back to Helmasaur. We'll be finishing up Pod and then heading into Eastern, getting those 2 crystals out of the way. Runner Watcher doing the Smith chain, doing some mirror checks, probably making his way into Swamp Palace as well. And hopefully picking up his fire rod from the left side. And it looks like we've got Demolisher going to be joining them as well. So our runners all head in separate directions early, and then we get a bit of conversions in both Hera and in Swamp Palace.
Like a BioWare game. Lots of divergence in the beginning, diamond
Yeah.
shape right back.
Yeah. But it looks like Runner Watch are actually going to make the check into Desert Palace first. And we just need one of our runners to either check the Helmasaur or the fire rod lock side of Turtle Rock or that Pyramid Fairy, because we need those boots. Possibly Ped as well. So the big question is, where does Hacksaw head next? I imagine Skullwoods. There's still one item there, and he just got the fire rod. So probably head over to Skullwoods, and we'll see what he wants to do after that. He hasn't made that trip to Turtle Rock yet. Still doesn't have his flute, so not able to check the mire area. So if he does fight Turtle Rock, he'll have to do it with the Master Sword, which usually means hammer strats.
Skullwoods also gets him access to Pyramid Fairy, so that's a consideration as well.
Yep. Hacksaw getting that powder. And starting from Sanctuary, it looks like he will be making his way over to Skullwoods, which makes the most sense. Zelda going to check out the big key chest here in Eastern Palace. Let's see if Demolisher goes left first, as Hacksaw did, and it looks like he is. So Demolisher picking up his fire rod here. Where's Runner Watcher going to go? Looks like a pod dip. That's unfortunate for him.
Looks like an Eastern dip, actually.
Oh, he's gonna he's gonna go
perhaps.
turn in the green pendant. That's what he's gonna do. I think he,
Of course.
he might have been in pod. Yeah. It is just 3 bombs. Man, I feel bad for Runner Watcher. Just that, none of the decisions he made were bad. They just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, and it does tend to snowball. You feel yourself behind, you think I've got to make more gambles to catch up, and on it goes. Very clean Armos fight from Zelga.
Yeah, that was nice.
It's hard to do too badly with silvers, but even then.
Yeah, that was super clean. All right, so Runner Watcher is making his way into Swamp Palace. He's been having to make some gambles. Let's see if he gambles on the left side, which I can't imagine him doing now. Still looking for those boots.
And it looks like Zelga might be heading towards the Pyramid Fairy.
Yep. So this is going to answer one of those questions that we've had. We're down to just a couple of spots. We got the Pyramid Fairy. We've got Fire Rod Lock side of Turtle Rock. We've got Trinex, and we've got the Pedestal. So what's it going to be? All eyes on Zelga here. This is the longest red bomb carry I've ever seen in my life. Not that he's going slow, but I need this information.
Yes, for once, we're the ones sitting here waiting for information instead of saying to the runners, no, go this way.
Got a heart piece.
Nope.
Got a 20. We're back to TR. Oh man, this seed is mean. This seed is mean. All right, so Zelga making his way back up to Turtle Rock and be able to check the Fire Rod Lock side, which is likely, I imagine that's where boots are going to be. Hacksaw, unfortunately, has got more checks. He's got to do all those mirror checks he wasn't able to do earlier. What do you think? What are you thinking, Ben?
At this point, I'm giving this seed no credit for being merciful. But at least if you're Zelga right now, you know where you need to go. There's no question. It's all in a nice linear route. If you don't find it one place, just keep going.
Yep. Yeah, there's nowhere left to go. All right, Hacksaw on his way also to Turtle Rock. Hasn't been to Turtle Rock at all, so be able to pick up his flute, which will give him access to desert. Hopefully he doesn't leave. All right, moment of truth. Here we go. We know what chat wants, that's for sure.
It's hard to blame them. We're all here to watch some Zelda. Why shouldn't we want to watch even more?
More, yeah. The weight is killing me. Almost missed that fire rod shot. That would have been unfortunate. All right, we've got a piece of heart and the last key. So it's either Trinex or Pedestal.
Hacksaw heading in close behind, setting himself up for his own heartbreak.
If it's on Trinex, I'm going to be a little disappointed. At this point, just be Pedestal, right?
Yeah, you've brought us this far, Seed.
Right, yeah. And I mean, like, you know, it's always rough when you have like a go mode item like ice rod or a medallion. You know, you never really want to play those seeds, but when it's boots, it's even worse because that means you've been walking this entire time. 90 minutes in, and you've had to walk the entire way.
No spin speed, none of those fun little boots tricks.
All right, Demolisher picking up their crystal there in Skull Woods. Runner Watcher going to go back to the left side. Going to get his fire rod as well. See if Zelga can zero cycle Trinex with that butter sword. A bit tougher without the boots. To get there, I'm not even sure what's possible with it without the boots, but I'm sure Zelga will try. No, it's just gonna be the one cycle. 3 slashes with that butter sword though. Down goes head number 2.
Very clean final phase there.
And we have a piece of heart. Wow.
The dream is a reality.
So if you want to play in these SpeedGaming Live tournament qualifiers, be my guest because they've all been pretty rude, and this one might take the cake. So Zelga actually needs to go get that Quake medallion first, which he skipped, and hopefully remembers where it is.
That's true. He hasn't. Oh. No, it was Bombos to get into Meyer, so he's okay.
Oh. Ether.
Or sorry, Ether
okay.
for Meyer, Bombos for Turbo. Yeah.
Okay, so Quake was not needed. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
He's in the clear now. Okay, so this is a ped seed, right? We know that this is a ped seed. The runners don't know that it's a ped seed. There's an item in the cutscene chest of Meyer. So you got to do all of Meyer. And it's a God Meyer as well, which means you get the key in one of the first 2 chests.
Which is just the worst feeling. I could have, if I was only, but I can't.
Yep. So it's just rude. Just a rude seed.
And of course, Hacksaw, fortunately, wisely, electing to head to the back of Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
If he'd found that flute and thought, what if I can just peace out now?
Yeah. So let's see if Zelga does the cutscene chest first.
And it looks like that is the plan.
So Hacksaw gonna have to do hammer strats here on Turtle Rock on Trinex, unfortunately. Runner Watcher clearing out Hera, and Demolisher making his way back to Trinex as well. Well, if you wanted a seed, you got a seed.
And yet, still barely over 90 minutes in. For as trolly as this seed has been, all of our runners have been making a very good showing of themselves.
For sure. Yeah, make sure you give our runners a follow. For one, having to endure this for us and not have to play this seed. But also just, really good execution and decision making, and you can't fault any of the runners for some of the decisions that they made, because they all made, relatively good decisions. That's the nature of Randomizer, right? Like you have an option of going left or right, and sometimes you go left and you were supposed to go right, and it's just the way it works.
Yep.
They're all really close. I mean, even Runner Watcher, who, made the decision of doing Aga, has some catching up to do, but has played well.
The Demolisher making short work of Trinex, collecting his second pendant in this Ped seed.
All right, so you might see Zelga. You might wondering what Zelga was doing there when with the ice rod. He's setting up a spooky action with the ice rod. So when you lay down that block, normally you kick up dust with the boots. Well, runners don't have the boots, so you can't kick up that dust. You just need some sort of sparkle or dust to trigger that spooky action. So that's what he was doing with the ice rod there.
Amazing to me that over 25 years in, we're still discovering new glitches, still discovering new tech in this game. Spooky action was what, just early this year, late last year?
Yeah, it's within the last year or so. A Mimic clip is pretty new as well. So yeah, there's still lots of stuff that people are still figuring out how to break this game with. All right, so that's pendant number 3 for Zelga here. And ladies and gentlemen, get your hype in the chat for the Ped pool, which should be incoming here in the next 45 seconds. It'd be kind of messed up is if it doesn't actually have the boots, but like the book to lead to the boots.
That would be our last fetch quest item.
Yes, it would be. I'm excited, man. I really am. And we've been looking for these boots for at least 40 minutes now, if not longer. All right, a moment of silence as we pull the pedestal.
There they are, the boots of Evil's Bane.
1 hour, 40 minutes, 29 seconds. Zelga Dazan is in go mode. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
It's still anybody's race. It might look like Zelga's way ahead, but you never know. GT can change a lot of things. You go left instead of right.
Yeah. The way Zelga performs, though, it's going to take a lot. I would say he's got at least a 6-minute lead on the next place finisher on the restream. Which I'm guessing the next runner to be in go mode will be Demolisher.
Yeah, that sounds right. He's got about a half a dungeon's lead on Hacksaw at this point.
All right, Zelga quickly making his way through Desert Palace. And with that, crystal number 7, dungeon number 10 for Zelga is down. And you see some numbers flashing in chat. We're going to play ourselves a little game here. We've got 22 different locations where the Kansas Tower Big Key can be. We don't have any prizes for this one, but you will get a respect. And we will honor you on stream. So go ahead and get your guesses in chat between 1 and 22. And Ben, ask you a question. Where do you think that big key is going to be?
I always guess 2. I feel like that first chest, I mean, you're going to need a small key too. So, you know, small key, big key. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, the seed's been mean, right? So why would it be 2? I'm going to go with number 8. So I've played a lot with Zelga, and I know that his routing for GT, he usually goes Hope Room, which is on the right. So he'll check those first 2 chests, and then he'll go left, regardless if he has a key or not. And then he'll go back right if he has at least 4 keys. So get your guesses in chat. All right, number 1, 20 rupees. And number 2, the map can't even go right even if you wanted to. Number 3 is a small key. Get the Stalfos room coming up. Numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7. Number 4 is a small key. Number 5 is some bombs. Number 6 is some rupees. Number 7 is some more rupees. So with 3 keys in hand, Zelga's going to continue on to the left side. Number 8, we got 10 arrows. Next up, the firebar room. As DD Demolisher picks up his go mode boots, making his way to desert to pick up his final crystal. Number 9, bottle of green goo. So you and I lost, my friend. Sorry about that.
Well, it's going to happen 21 out of 22 times. Roughly.
Yeah. And the seed continuing to be mean. I mean, having to go all the way to Rando Room, possibly more. 10, 11, number 12, number 13. Still no big key.
Will we see the Ice Armos? One more chance to avoid it.
All right, number 14. Just a piece of heart. This is pretty much an old dungeon seed. I guess we didn't have to do Aga. One of our runners did, but...
And there it is. Number 15.
Let's see, it was our closest guesser.
You see, Lone Grin guessed 15. A Shaggy Glar guessed 15. Congrats.
Yeah, congrats. Much love and respect from us here in the comm booth. Go enjoy some randomizer. All right, so now we're just down to execution. We've got Butter Sword, we've got Silver Arrows, we've got Red Mail, and 18 hearts.
It would take some doing for Zelga to lose this lead at this point. There's not much anybody could do routing-wise to find that big key any earlier.
Yeah. So Zelga through the first room of the gauntlet onto the Stalfos and makes short order of them with that Fire Rod. Fire Rod putting in some work here. Runner Watcher actually pulled the ped, has the boots, but still needs to find his bow. Hacksaw, meanwhile, is now in go mode at 149.30.
Very clean unicycle on Zelga's part with that Landmo 2.
Great job. These next couple of rooms are the best in GT just because they're pretty easy to do, but they look so good. Through the first firebar room, or torchlighting room, accidentally hits the map there. Picking up his magic refill. Runner Watcher doing a blind lumberjack check. Grabs his second key, ready to bomb the room. Bomb gets a little stuck. Not much left between Zelga and Ganon now. Just got Moldorm 2 and Aga 2. Gets the nice refill. Nice dash strats through Moldorm 2.
And we are off to see the wizard.
Nice, pretty nice lineup here. Able to get a double. Oh, nice save. Gets blue balled. Oh, and is unfortunately able to teleports away before getting that last hit off. Zelga not happy with this Aga 2. Just getting away from the slashes. You don't see rage from Zelga very often, but you know he's got to be frustrated with this seed.
Anyone would be.
Yeah, anyone and everyone. All right, off to Ganon for Zelga to Sun. So Zelga, with that butter sword in hand, only needs 6 slashes for the first 2 phases of Ganon. So we'll be able to easily one cycle phase 1 and phase 2. And this was an oops all dungeon seed without the boots. And Zelga's gonna be able to do this in under 2 hours, which is very impressive. Zelga on to phase 3. Just need Ganon to cooperate here and stop those teleports.
Ganon says, no, I want to drag this out a little longer.
Yeah. I put the boots on the ped for a reason, buddy. I'm not done yet.
Demolisher taking down Ice Armos, just about to get his... Ooh, nice triple from Zelga.
What a great triple. That's not easy to do. And there's arrow number 4. And down goes Ganon. Ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs in chat for Zelga to Sand. What a run.
One final obstacle between him and the Triforce. Okay, he made the bridge.
So Zelga to Sand finishing with an official SRL time of 1:54.29. That's good for first place on the restrain. And second place overall.
Ooh, very nice.
Someone named Dante was able to finish with a time of 1:49.32. I don't know if I've heard of him before. Nah, I'm just kidding. Dante's great. See if we can talk to Zelga about this one. So I imagine he's got some things to say about it. As well as DD Demonstrator is making his way up to and entering the gauntlet with Hacksaw looking for their big key. Meanwhile, Runner Watcher was able to find the bow and is now officially in go mode. We've got Zelga in the waiting room. Let's see if we can pull him up. And there he is. GG Zelga. My oh my, what a run. What a seed. So we're having some mic trouble. Maybe Zelga's just speechless after that.
Who could blame him?
Blink, did you miss it? The Demolisher finished up the gauntlet and was able to one cycle Lambo 2 as well.
Hey, now is my mic working now?
We got
It
you
is.
now.
Hey.
I just thought you might be speechless after that seed and had nothing really to say. I mean, it wasn't, it didn't have a lot to it, right?
No, you know, I think this was, what's that thing like the monkey's paw where you make a wish, but it comes at such a great cost, where I did the first qualifier and it was a hover seed. And so I was like, just please not another one. And they answered, said, you know what?
Yeah.
We will listen. We'll make sure that you don't have to worry about those boots and no hook shot. But they're going to give us this crap.
You said you didn't want boots. Well, here you go.
Yeah, it listened. I guess I can't complain, but what a seed, man.
So tell us, I mean, give us some of your thoughts. Like, you were one of our 2 runners on Restream that didn't skip the mirror, but it did take you a while to find the hook shot. You also dipped Turtle Rock early, so I don't know. Just to walk us through a little bit of how you were feeling as you were going through the seed.
Yeah, so the mirror felt really great. There were 3 items in the front of Thieves Town, only 1 in the back, but I didn't have a ton of good options at the time, and it was the green pendant, so I wanted to just keep going. And getting the mirror felt really good, and it even unlocked a lot of things like Death Mountain, so it felt really good getting that mirror. And then Rodless Turtle Rock, you feel like you're making the true gamer play. You're going to go in and get the flute because of the one perfect key setup. And then because I didn't get that hook shot for so long, and I missed the fire rod in Swamp, so I was feeling really bad once I realized I was probably going to have to go back up the mountain. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised at the placement, but I mean the seed was so rough on everybody that I'm not just flabbergasted. There's no way anybody could have just nailed this thing.
Well, we should have known it was going to be rude the minute we saw Moon Pearl on Zora, right? Like, that was pretty rude, and then it just got worse from there.
That's true. I felt pretty good getting that, like fake flippering pretty quickly up there without the Moon Pearl or flippers.
Yeah.
But it meant that I missed the cape for way longer than I hopefully should have.
I mean, just the item placement of almost everything, right? Like the bow on Powder, the flute inside Turtle Rock. I mean, the mirror location was pretty rough. The fire rod location was pretty rough.
Yeah, there really was nothing that went perfectly well about items in this seed. I was able to figure out the glove placement relatively based on what I found in Escape between the lamp and the hammer, so that was kind of cool. But that's about as well as my item deduction went for basically the whole seed.
Yeah. We do have Demolisher on Ganon here as well, and just getting through phase 2 and on to phase 3. We did have one of our runners, Runner Watcher, actually do Aga. Aga was, in logic with the lamp and the Master Sword from the old man.
Yeah, that I could. If you didn't get the Moon Pearl from Zora, I could definitely see that being a big thing you would try and do. Just kind of make that play. Especially, like, I don't know if Runner Watcher's done other qualifiers, but you kind of get a freebie to throw out. So if you lose a few minutes here or there, that's understandable to kind of make a play.
So this is your second qualifier?
Yes, the second one. I think this is the third one total. I did the first one and now this one.
Yeah, this is the third one. Meanwhile, Demolisher has taken down Ganon. Go to your GG's in chat for Demolisher. We'll see if he wants to chat after this. I'll let you know where he finished. Finishes with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 1 minute, and 12 seconds. Good enough for third place.
Very nice.
It's one of those finishes where it's like you finish over 2 hours, you can't feel good, and yet here you are in third place. Can't be too upset about
Let's
that.
see.
And we are now joined by the Demolisher as well. GG,
Hello.
my friend, how are you doing?
GG. I'm sweating up a storm over here.
Right. I mean, we don't know why. That seed was fairly linear, right?
Just the kind of seeds that I love to do too is just check every single thing, don't miss out on anything. And it happened to pay off, thankfully.
I mean, even after all of that, you gotta feel pretty good about third place, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. When I saw the first place finish, I'm like, I thought I was doing really good, but at least I'm not that far behind. But taking third place on a qualifier when there's so many good people in here, I will take that.
So give us some of your thoughts about the scene. We've been talking to Zelga about it. I can't remember if you fake flipper or not to get your Moon Pro early, but
I did.
Okay, so you were able to get your Moon Pro early as well. But that also caused you and both Zelga to get your hook shot a little bit later than everyone else. No, you two were able to get the mirror early, so that actually helped you out as well.
Yeah, so when I got the Moon Pearl, I was actually thinking about just running back and fake flippering to get those two items. But knowing that the Moon Pearl was currently out of logic and that the glove or flippers had to be in the eastern area or Gina made me not do that for now. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then when I saw the hook shot on Bumper Ledge, that actually made me decide to go into Thieves Town, because if I didn't see that, I would not have gone in there just to look for more items for the cave.
Yeah. I'm going to ask both of you this question. When did you guys feel that it was going to be a pet seed, or when did pet come up in your mind? Was it the last thing you're thinking about?
Yeah, I was thinking of it in like I cannot speak, I'm sorry. At Turtle Rock, basically.
Yeah, for me, whenever I was climbing back up the mountain and going to Hookshot Cave and back to Turtle Rock, once I got Ether from Hookshot Cave, at that point I was actually kind of like, okay, I think I actually maybe want this to be a pedestal seed now. But that was about the time where I was like, okay, I just gotta hope it is.
Was I following Zelga the entire time? Because it sounds like he did the exact same things I did.
Well, you guys went back and forth. I think you were into Thieves Town first, and he was actually into TR first, but then he ran out of magic, and you guys just traded back and forth. Do want to say GG's to Hexa, who has now just crossed the bridge and has finished in 6th place with a time of 2:04:54. Let's see, got some other finishes. Ninban finished in 4th place, Incoherent in 5th, and Hacksaw in 6th. So GG's to him. We'll see if we can talk to him as well. But yeah, Zelga and Demolisher, you guys just kind of traded spots back and forth as far as who was in the lead. Did you? I can't remember if when you got, I think you were actually the first one to get the bow, Demolisher.
Oh, was I?
You fake powdered the bow, right?
I did.
Maybe it was either you or Hacksaw.
I definitely fake powdered the mushroom when I saw that red came. I'm like, I'm not turning this in yet.
Speaking of Hacksaw, we are now joined by him as well. GG's, how you feeling about that one?
All right, thanks. GG's, everybody. That
GG,
was
Hacksaw.
that seed was amazing.
That's exactly how I would describe it too, as a viewer.
Yeah, yeah, nerves are pretty much on edge the whole time, and you know, it was just okay. Where are these boots? Where are these boots? Yeah, and it was like I got into Turtle Rock. I got the flute, which would have put me in go mode if we didn't need boots. But I was just thinking about it. I'm like, this seed's been bad enough. Just go ahead and finish Turtle Rock looking for the boots. I'm glad I did, so I didn't have to double dip it. But
Yeah, we were worried you might leave after the flute, because everyone else dipped Turtle Rock early and got the flute on their first trip to the mountain. So,
yeah, at that point, I kind of knew. I was like, if it's not somewhere on Ped or the back of Turtle Rock or something weird like that, then I'm probably toward the bottom and throwing this race out anyway. So I may as well go and finish Turtle Rock. But,
so
yeah,
let's ask about you and Runner Watcher were the two that skipped out on the mirror in Thieves Town. Just thought about that one. It does make sense. There's no, it's not like indefensible, but just some of your thought process as you left the one item there in Thieves Town.
I mean, it was a pendant. There were a lot of other places to check at that point when I was in Thieves Town, because I got there pretty quick. There were 3 items in the front. That leaves 1 item in the back. Didn't have boots, so it was going to take quite a while to go get it. So I was like, I'll just, if I need it, I'll come back later. There's probably something else somewhere else, and hopefully I don't need that last item.
Yeah.
Seems like every time I do that, though, it is something worth something. And if I go back there, it's not.
Right.
So,
That's random, my friend. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Skip it. It's important. If you don't skip it, it's junk.
I will say it feels good when you guess right, though.
I mean, there were so many rude spots for play items to be. Apparently, I was wrong about Demolisher getting the bow first. It seems like you got the bow first on the restream. But, the Moon Pearl was in a pretty rough location. The Fire Rod was in a pretty rough location. The bow and obviously the boots. Which one, which of those do you feel troubled you the most? The mirror, obviously, as well.
Yeah, the mirror was by far the worst. The only one that worked out good for me, like, I've got this thing about I don't like going to Eastern without the bow if it's a crystal, because I don't want to double dip it. So I was on my way to Eastern, and I just remembered, hey, I've got flippers, and I can check Waterfall Fairy that I couldn't check after saying, oh shoot, the Moon Pearl was on Zora. I missed Waterfall Fairy because of that. So I was like, all right, I'll go check Waterfall Fairy really quick. Turned into the Cape, sent me that way, and I got the hook shot, so I got up the mountain. So that felt pretty good. But no, I mean, everything in the seed was a hot mess.
It sure was. Enjoyable for us, though.
Nah, it was fine.
Ben, do you have any other questions?
Just great job, all 3 of you. We we had a lot of fun watching you, but that was definitely a seed that I have to imagine more fun to watch than to play.
I thought it was pretty fun to play.
You're a
Seems
more patient
stressful.
man than I am.
Yeah. Seems a bit stressful for the qualifier. But
Yeah, I was
guess
going to say, if this was a regular race, sure, it'd be more fun, but,
Yeah, for the qualifier, it just means like, oh, no one's finishing. Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah. It
Yeah, I
really
guess-
feels like SpeedGaming is trying to put you all through the paces, because the first seed was a hover seed. Yesterday was a pretty rough seed, and this one, it was a boots on ped seed. So
Yeah, I guess that would be my question, especially to you, Zelga. You know, we of course we can see that you're ahead, but knowing that you've double dipped Turtle, are you at what point are you thinking, I think I've got this, or are you feeling like you're behind half the time? Where's your thought process at there?
There's basically no point after about an hour and 15 minutes that I felt like I could possibly be ahead. That's just kind of the way that the seed was going. It's like you kind of think, because I didn't have the bow for a very long time, so it's like, oh, okay, well, it's just sitting in pod, and someone did this at 20 minutes, and I'm screwed. So it's just like that type of thing is going through your mind the whole time. So it was never until about the pedestal is when I was thinking, well, at least I full cleared this stupid thing relatively efficiently, except for that double dip of Turtle Rock. So that's when I felt a little better about my placement.
Nice book placement too, by the way. I'm not sure if everyone saw that.
Yeah, it was. That was a great book placement. It's like while you're waiting for Ganon to finish teleporting, you can read your book.
Yeah, he really wanted to extend the seed. That's for sure.
Yeah, for a good long time there, knowing that mirror was hiding in Thieves Town, we had to wonder, is it required?
Yes.
As it turns out.
Swamp is a crystal. Yes, it is.
Oh, true. Sorry, I was thinking of Flute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Flute hiding in Turtle.
But then you guys just opened all the chests and made sure that we knew exactly that Flute was required. Because, I mean, everyone did everything in this seed.
Looks like the only item that wasn't found was half magic.
Yeah, maybe right side of GT.
Right side of GT. Runner Watcher checked, or not pod. Red bombs. I didn't see what it was though.
Yeah, it was nothing.
Wasn't half magic though, so it's probably right side.
Yeah. Get your GGs in chat for Runner Watcher, who finished with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, 37 seconds. That is 10th place, so top 10. We had Thulane finish in 7th, Big Dunka in 8th, someone's name I can't pronounce in 9th. Carnathid? I can't read that. And then Runner Watcher in 10th, and I think we are now joined by Runner Watcher. GG's.
Hey, how's it going?
GG Runner.
So, I mean, where do you want to start with that one? I know you.
There's so much to talk about. So first of all, I don't know if you guys talked about this, but Kakariko literally had no items. I've never seen that before in my life. There wasn't not a single item in all of Kakariko.
I thought I had a bottle.
It might have had a bottle, but then you gave the bottle to Sick Kid and he had nothing. Right. So it was, it was in the end it was nothing. There was a bottle. You're right, and there was a sword in the Lost Woods. First thing I should talk about is Aga. Obviously when I saw that red rupee on Pyramid, the rest of the seed, I'm just like kicking myself, and like that affects the whole thing. Next thing after that was once I got flippers, I was thinking of doing Waterfall, but I went to the Village of Outcasts instead. But then I had to go back to get the hook shot. I had to go back to Thieves, obviously, to get the mirror afterwards. I had to double dip Turtle Rock. Basically, the only good thing I did was I got that flute early, and I just said, I'm in a bad position. I might as well do Meyer. Probably not that many people got the flute this early and are going to do Meyer this early. So I think I was the first one into Meyer.
Yeah.
Of course, that wasn't so great because Meyer itself had no items, and it just ended up being a Ped seed. But at least I didn't throw away the Meyer check, and I knew early on that Desert was boots locked, so that was something. But yeah, I had 181 checks, I think, which is more than everybody else on the stream, and yeah, just pretty stressful seed with that early Aga, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I played pretty well, but and I had a good. I kind of knew beforehand that it was going to be Ped. That's why I put off doing Skull Woods, which I think that's probably the best play I did. Where I was like, I'm going to do Turtle Rock instead of Skull Woods, and that was a good instinct.
Yeah, I don't think your play was bad at all. Like I think you played well. You just made decisions that didn't pan out. Like skipping Zora isn't the worst decision to make in that situation. It just happened to have the Moon Pearl that you needed. So, skipping the one item in Thieves Town, not a bad decision. It just happened to have the mirror that you needed. So
yeah, just I guess probably everybody else said this, but it was obviously it was an incredibly stressful seed. I don't regret having played it, but I wish it hadn't been for the qualifier. It was like a really unique seed the way it developed. But yeah, I wish I hadn't done AGA, and I wish I had this for not my first qualifier. But there were a lot of people who got even more, who got an even worse situation than I did. I was around halfway through the pack, so obviously other people did AGA, other people did a lot of the same double dips, I'm sure.
yeah. We're going to close up shop here. Any last thoughts from any of our runners here? GG's to all of you.
For me, it's just GG's, and thanks for letting me take part on the restream. Thanks for commentary, tracking, restream. I really appreciate kind of being able to be showcased, even if the seed was a disaster. I'm sure at least chat enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll say the same. It's always fun to be restreamed, and even when I make some bad decisions, I think it's fun to see how people react to the stuff I do. So I enjoy that.
Yeah, thanks for commentating, guys. Thanks for the trackers. Thanks for the restreamers. Thanks, chat, for watching. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that show, because that seed was something else.
Yeah, there's not many like that one.
Yeah, GG to all of you. Just having to full clear everything can get tedious when you continuously do it, but eventually, like the seed, it'll work out for you.
Yeah, and GG to any runner that made it through this seed without smashing their head into a wall.
There are no holes in my wall.
Well, thanks again, guys. Seriously, it was a depending on who you ask, it was a very fun seed for us to watch. I was glad I didn't participate in it. Is everyone planning on continuing on and doing all 5 of their qualifiers?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing another 4 within next week, basically.
Yeah, I'll be doing all 5. I'm going to the event no matter what. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Yep.
I'm going to do all.
Yep, I'm doing them all. I'm probably going to the event. It's not set in stone yet, but maybe if I keep doing it as well as this one, maybe I can make sure I go.
Awesome. Well, GG's to you all, and good luck in your other qualifiers, except for the ones that I play in. And yeah, we appreciate you all being on the restream. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
GG's, guys, and congrats to everybody else had very good finishes, so congrats to you guys.
All right, so one last shout out to our trackers, Dementive and Nifboy. Thanks for keeping track of all of the craziness that was this seed. Ben, thanks for doing co-coms with me. That was a lot of fun, and I'm glad we were able to experience this from a viewer perspective.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Thanks so much to our runners, our trackers, everybody at SpeedGaming who makes this thing happen, because it's a blast every time.
Yeah, so make sure you're following SpeedGaming, all the SpeedGaming channels. Make sure you are keeping up with SpeedGaming Live 2019, speedgaming.org/SG Live is the website, and join the Discord to get all the information, get tickets. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you can be there, definitely get yourself to the event. And if not, watch it here on the SpeedGaming channels, because we're going to have a blast. So that's going to do it for us. We've got more qualifiers coming up. There's some Zooter qualifiers, as well as some more ALTTP randomizers qualifiers coming up. So make sure you check the schedule, and that's going to do it from us. I've been Fear Agent, and Ben, I'm going to leave you with the last words.
Oh boy, no pressure. Thanks a lot, everybody. And yeah, I see a whole bunch more times just got posted on the randomizer schedule, so got a lot more fun Link to the Past randomizer action coming up.
Bye, everyone.